Welcome to episode 5 of I've Got the Smokes, Let's Ride podcast experiment with me, BTCG. Right? We done covered things in these podcasts. We're on episode 4, and we now know what skibbity toilets are and why to avoid them. I watched the skibbity toilet video just a couple days ago for the first time ever, and I don't understand why people do that. We have drank some nasty Sweetwater IPA tropical gummy. Don't do it. Don't ever do it. Ever do it. I promise. You will regret it. We've talked about some fun things and had some great times. We talked about some cigars, smoked some cigars, and we just kind of wandered around in the brain of Bob the Cigar Guy. And I tell you, if you ever get lost in there, tie a rope to yourself and anchor it on the outside, because you're going to get up in that twisted mess and get lost. So don't do that. If you're driving today, welcome on your ride home from a hard week of work. I know you worked hard. I know you're ready to relax and get yourself home so you can just chill. Hopefully your ride today is an hour long, because you don't need to be sitting in your driveway listening to this. You need to be getting in the house and living life. So if you are listening to this while driving, please do not watch the screen. Please keep your eyes on the road. Keep your hands at 10 and 2 or 9 and 3, depending on how old you are, or if your car's got an airbag. So I got to be transparent. I got to be honest. I got to be clear. I did not script this. I'm not scripting it. I don't know exactly what I'm doing, except we are going to do another one of these disgusting pairings. It doesn't look good. But I got to be honest and transparent. I just got done shooting last Sunday for you. It's tomorrow for me. It's Saturday. Daylight Savings Time Day. But I got done shooting my sake video, right? And I fired up a cigar. And the cigar's not done. It's not even close to being done. And so I'm like, I'm not pitching that. I've got it lit. It's smoking like a dream. I'm loving it. So why not smoke it, right? So what do we got? So I'm double dipping on this thing right here. But this is the Sin Compromiso Paladin de Sake, the big boy. And we're going to talk about it because I found it. I found the information on a great website. If you ever want to know about some cigars, Cerveta Report's a great place. CervetaReport.com. Chief does a great job. But there's been a group of fellers that's been doing this for a long time, and they get the goods. They get all the press releases, and they do lots and lots of stuff, and that is Half Wheel. Half Wheel's a fantastic website. Great information. I don't look at the review, because usually this video or this article says Sin Compromiso Paladin de Sake, and then it tells you a little bit about it, about the words of it, and then it takes some pretty pictures, and then it gets into the flavors. And I don't do the flavors because I don't want to have my mind tainted any more than it already is to lean in one way or another. I want the flavors that I pull to be as from my head, nobody else's at all. I don't want any bias or preconceived notions if I can help it. Now, it's not possible to do that perfectly. Like when Drew Estate puts out a cigar, when it was in the Freestyle Live, the Undercrown 10 Anniversario, right? Well, it's just Undercrown 10, wasn't it? When they put out the Undercrown 10, they called it Mexican hot chocolate. And so when I smoked it, I was expecting Mexican hot chocolate. I tasted a little bit of dark cocoa. I tasted a little bit of spiciness. I could see how that could be Mexican hot chocolate. But, there was it would have been easy to be biased to it and lean into it. So I'm just rambling on for 4 minutes. So I don't read that part. If I really want to see what somebody else says after I do the review, I'll go back and read just to see if there's a connection between me and the other people. But everybody's got different palates. You got a different palate than I do. You're going to taste things differently than I will. And it's just, that's a great thing about tobacco and cigars. Long filler tobacco, hand rolled, aged. It's just amazing that so many flavors can come out of such a Such a simple leaf. It's crazy. It's awesome and it's amazing. So this simple leaf is the Sin Compromiso Paladin de Saca. It's a 7x50, huge big boy. I mean, it's a big boy stick. Box press, gorgeous box press, almost a trunk press. The wrapper is San Andreas Negro from Mexico, Mexican San Andreas. The binder is Ecuadorian Habano, and the filler is Nicaraguan and Pennsylvania, USA. Probably a broad leaf, but the leathers, the fullness, the stillness, the there's no aggression to it at all, but it's not boring. It's got a little sweetness to it, actually. There's a little bit of sweetness sitting in there, rolling around. It's kind of nice. I like it. I actually like this cigar a lot. Out of all the Vitolas, this is my second or third favorite. But I like this one. I actually went digging in my humidor today, and I didn't even know I had a box of these sitting in there. So I said, "Oh, let's break it out and get it on." Because Sin Compromiso has been my number one cigar a couple years back. I think tied a couple times with Foundation Cigar, Wise Man Maduro one year, and I think it tied with another Foundation cigar. I think the Senator, which is a fantastic cigar. Senator is expensive, but it's a great cigar. Nick Melillo doesn't do junk. He puts out great stuff, and I love reading his stuff on his press releases because he puts so much history into his cigars, from the Downton Abbey connection to the King Tut connection to now the Ethiopian royalty connection to all this other stuff. And if you ever get to see him personally, he was at PCA this year and he did a seminar, and he proceeded to talk about the Green River Valley in Connecticut, and talked about the glaciers, and he talked about the soil, and he talked about the agronomy, and I think that's the right word. He talked about all this stuff, and I was hooked. Really, he's such a great guy, such a great guy. We didn't get to interview him this year because his schedule and our schedule didn't G in Hall. And when I saw him, I just want to say, "Hey, Bubba, I am so sorry that we didn't get to meet this year. This is one of my sad moments, you know." And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "I am so bummed that we couldn't." And he literally was serious. He actually was like, "Man, I just, it really sucks because I want to sit down and hang out with you." So, and he's a great guy. He's an awesome interview. He is so awesome. You just turn him on and let him go, and he just does. He's very kind. He's very generous. He's very considerate. He's very educated. He's very interesting. I mean, he's an amazing feller. Steve Saka is too. I could. Steve Saka is one of my favorite interviews that we've ever done. I've done some great interviews with a lot of great people. I'm not going to cast shade on anybody. But the only interview I've ever done where I felt like I could just sit back and relax like I'm at somebody's house on their couch — Steve's got great couches at PCA — was that interview. You actually, if you go to look at that interview, go ahead and do it because I can use the views. Wait till this is over. That interview, you'll see I sat back. We were just chilling. And Steve is one of those guys that he just wants to hang out with you. I got to spend some time with him 4th of July. Me and the First Lady were welcomed, and we had a great time. Such a down-to-earth, genuine feller. I've never seen Steve Saka sell a cigar. I've always seen Steve Saka say, "This is what I got. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But let's talk about something else. Let's talk about watches. Let's talk about whiskeys. Let's talk about bourbons. Let's talk about whatever. Let's just have a chit chat. Talk to me about you. Let's talk about you. Or you want to talk about tobacco? Let's talk about tobacco." And boy, the howdy, that man can talk about tobacco, and he will close out the room. He will talk until there's no talk left. Amazing fella. There's also some other great people that I've had a chance to interview. It'd be hard to go down a list and leave off somebody and be like, "Oh man, I can't believe I didn't talk about these people." But I've been really blessed to be able to sit in the rooms with some amazing tobacco men and some amazing ladies as well, as they just apply their craft to the next level. And they're so generous and so kind and so willing to share with us, as well as the people that are in the industry, whether they're in the cutter lighter industry, whether they're in the boxes industry. There's actually industry for that, whether it's advertisement or PR or whatever. Just so many amazing people in this industry. And I think one of the reasons why is because I've talked to some reps about this. I said, look, people that are ugly to each other don't last long. There's a lot of turnover from job to job in this area. And it's a small community. So if you burn one bridges, all the other bridges are going to know. And they're going to be like, it's toxic, leave them alone. Leave her be, she ain't going to fit. Trust me, just let her get. And you'll work yourself right out. I have seen manufacturers do that. I've seen reps do that. They just slowly fade. Sometimes they just implode and disappear. Sometimes they slowly fade to smaller and smaller and smaller arenas until they're just either not there or not really there, I guess. Interesting how that works. Interesting. So now we get to get into the awful part. This segment is You Drive While I Drink. That's right, Bob the Cigar Guy is going to drink something to go with his wonderful cigar. That's going to make his wonderful cigar not taste so good, I bet. This is a disgusting looking pairing. Just like the last one, the can has got a ton of cool graphics. It's interesting, but I bet it's not good. And I'm going to look up the review on it. So let's talk about it real quick. I'm going to set my cigar down. This is Goose Island Beer Company. At least it's not Sweetwater. Tropical Beer Hug. Imperial IPA. Here are these IPAs again. Big old bear, if you're driving, don't look, don't look, don't look! Turn back around and face the darn road, goober. 9.9% alcohol by volume. Luckily, the house is downhill. Born in Chicago, 1988. I think it's 88. Yeah, 1988. A beach vacation for your taste buds is what it says. I bet not. I bet not. Let me move this back a little bit. Let me get over here. And this is Goose Island Beer Company. Let me get back to this. Goose, GOOSEISLANDBERCOMPANY. Why? Because we like you. MOUSE. Right? Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck. Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck. Forever let us hold our banner high, 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 high. Come along and sing a song and join our family. MICKEYMOUSE. Sorry. All right, so Tropical Beer Hug. TROPICAL. Beer Hug. I guess it's play off a bear hug. He's got sunglasses on, so it's tropical. Down in a place called Kokomo, right where you want to go to get away from it all. All right, so Untapped.com. Don't know the website. I'm going to it, but let's see what they say about it. Oh, no. This doesn't sound good. This big 9.9% Imperial IPA is super juicy. Super juicy. If you got to call a liquid super juicy, you're not setting the bar very high. Super juicy and bursting with tropical flavors. Show more, Bob. Just the thing to accommodate a swing in the hammock. Really? How you going to sit in a hammock and drink a beer? It's going to get all over you. That's stupid. All right, let's see. My computer's got that spinning wheel of death for some reason. It feels sick too, I guess. Let's see. All right, Untapped is evidently a Facebook for beer, so we're going to get rid of that. Let's see if there's another website that talks about it at all. There's got to be a website that says, this is disgusting. I'm trying, folks. I'm trying. The computer doesn't want to work. All right, so this is from gooseisland.com. Beer hug is what it's thing. You need to check your ID. Month. Let's see. That's a stupid way to do it. 5/26 year. It better not start at 1. It starts at 1900. How stupid is that? You got to scroll up. You got to click up. Oh my gosh. All right. That's my birthday. Beer hug. All right. Oh, they got different types. Oh my gosh. They've got all sorts. They went deep on the beer hug. They got the big juicy, the tropical, the hazy, the neon, the West Coast beer hug, and Little Breezy. That's right. Little Breezy coming to your gas station near you. Let's click on the tropical beer hug. Let's see what it says. The Big Imperial PI is juice. The Big Imperial IPA is juicy and bursting with mango, pineapple, and peach flavors. It's just a thing to elevate your pit tickets or to celebrate your friend finally dumping Alex. We never liked Alex. So look at that. Now that's kind of funny. Your pit tickets would I would believe tastes like came from out from your armpit, but what they're advertising probably is your pit tickets is to like a NASCAR race or something, trying to reach the fellers. But then it turns around and says, or to celebrate your friend finally dumping Alex. We hated him. Oh, we never liked Alex. Of course, I guess it could be Alexis because they made it gender neutral. They did. They said, your friend, they didn't say it was a girl or a guy, finally dumping Alex. Alex could be Alexandria, Alexis, or Alexander, or Alex. Is one of those gender neutral kind of things. So I guess it would be whichever you choose. And then it says buy beer. No, not going to do it. Not twice. I'm telling you. I've almost got PTSD from that last one. I am so nervous about it. I actually thought about not doing the other one. But in the video, I said that I had 2, and I can't lie to you. Now, I only bought 2, and nobody has commented, I love the fact that you drink that nasty, janky stuff. You need to do more of that. And so luckily, nobody said that. So then maybe it's not that great of a segment, so I don't have to do it anymore. Ha-ha! So we are 18 minutes in, and I am now on the nervometer. I am a nerval. But this is the IPA Tropical Beer Hug by, who did I say it was? Goose Island Beer Company. It's a big old heifer, too. What size is this? Where's the size on it? There's got to be a size on the dang thing. They don't put sizes on drinks anymore? It's not a 40, but it's big. What is it? I'll be doggone. I do not see a size on this heifer. Well, all right. Is this size? Big old, like monster drink size. Bigger than, maybe bigger than a monster drink. Oh, let's get the sniff in here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gravy. Oh, oh. Let me smoke my cigar for just a second. Let me sit this back down. I'm going to smoke my cigar for a second because I can tell you by sniffing that this is going to ruin my flavor profile of what I'm smoking. I'm going to need this just to save my life, but it's not going to taste as good as it does right now because it tastes Delicious. It tasted lovely. It tastes delightful. I like it a lot. It's so good. The leathers. The leathers. Oh, so good. All right. Let's get it on. Smells like, oh, God. Spilled parking lot beer. Yeah. Cleaning salute. No, windshield washer fluid. And if you're from Florida, you'll know what this is. The big palmetto bugs, not the cockroaches when your house is dirty, but the cockroaches that run around the pine straw, that big fat heifer, and you mess up and you step on it and you squish all the white gook out of it, and it stinks so dang bad. It's got some of that in it. And it's got nickels. Maybe a little battery acid. Oh, this sounds so good. I bet Goose Creek's going to sponsor me to do their next commercial. Hi, my name is Bob, and I drink only the best. And today, I'm drinking the Tropical Beer Hug 9.9 alcohol IPA. This big slimmy is exactly what you want when you want to go swimming, or if you want to go to a NASCAR race, or if you want to dump Alex. Alex, I hate you. This is the best ever. Now, I am a recovering Zima fan, and Coca-Cola or Diet Pepsi Clear, but I have now changed my ways. I have thrown away all of my White Claw, bought more skinny jeans, and got that big black goth mascara again, because this is what you should drink. Bob the Cigar Guy. Taste sensation. No. Oh, I gotta do it. Oh my God. Ooh, it burns. It burns my nose. Oh, it burns. It came out my nose. Oh my God. Whoo, doggy. Oh, that's something right there. This thing says mango, no. Pineapple, yeah. Maybe if you chewed on the old moldy outer skin. And peach flavors. All right. A cheap peach schnapps at a Georgia fruit stand on the side of the road in old rusty steel cans. Maybe. But this thing is, and I just took a sip. I got to go deep. I got to swallow. I got to get a big swallow of this. And I'm not looking forward to it. This is work. Well, I can't say that yet. I haven't got that far. But right now, oh my, it's not juicy. It dried my mouth out like I was licking on deodorant. Don't ask me how I know about licking on deodorant. I was a very odd child, very, very scientific. I did a lot of experiments, and deodorant was one of them. And by the way, it'll keep your tongue dry for about 15 minutes, no matter how much water you drink. Pretty funky. Don't try it. Oh my God. It's oh no. No. All right. I got a mouthful of that time. All right. I know I know what I'm tasting. Oh my God, they messed this thing up. Let me smoke a cigar. Luckily, this is a Steve Saka cigar that'll pass a gas station test, to where you can sit that thing down for 10 or 15 minutes. If you don't believe me, Chief and I actually put it to the test one time. You can puff it up a little bit, sit it down, go into the gas station, go take a little wee-wee, get you some beef jerky and a soda. Come back out, pick it back up off the windshield wiper you set it on, or the bump you set it on, start puffing, it's still lit. Fantastic construction, ready, durable, ready to go. Almost always, every time. I can't think of one that's not, but I don't test them every time because I can't sit my cigar down for 10 minutes. But I was just doing all that talking. Didn't have anything to do with the cigar, puffing on it. Full puffing. Saved my life. Steve Saka saved my life. What does it taste like? Let me get another one because I just want to get it going. My stomach already hurts. Oh, it is what it is. It is what it is. And you'll know this flavor when I describe it to you. You will. You'll know it. You'll know it. Grapefruit, not pink grapefruit, regular grapefruit. When I was a kid, younger kid, I grew up in my nanny and papa's house, my mama's parents. And for breakfast, they would eat grapefruit. And they would put sugar on top of it. And they had a little knife that had the hook that you saw at each section. You pull out each section and then you drink the juice. Well, I wasn't as good as that because I couldn't wait and I made a mess. And my nanny said, "You're not doing that at my house anymore." And so every once in a while, my house was pretty humble. Oh, here it comes. Oh, God, it's even worse. My house is pretty humble coming up. Still is, but we, we were very low middle class. So we didn't have a lot of extras, but every once in a while, Mom would get grapefruits. And we had that little knife thing. And so I would try to do it at the house. Put the sugar on it, lots of sugar. It makes it taste better. And I'd take the sectioner and I'd cut it out and I'd get the sections kind of. But then when I was done, you pinch it, squeeze it, you drink the juice. That sugar grapefruit juice is really, really good. Speaking of really, really bad, let me take another sip. Pray for me. Oh, that one didn't want to go down. It is, though. This is exactly what it tastes like. So, after I'd eaten my grapefruit sections and I had squoze it and drank it, you cut the grapefruit in half, right? You cut it, split it, right? Not like eating an orange where you eat the wedges singly. You split it and then you dig it out and you leave the skin of the sections in the grapefruit. But then I left so much grapefruit meat, I didn't want to leave it. I'm creative. Um, I'm adventurous as a kid. I want to do experiments. And so I experimented and I figured out that I could turn that thing inside out after I drank all the juice out of it. And I could use my teeth and I could skin off all that extra grapefruit. Get a little bit of the segment pieces, but not much. And so you're thinking, oh, so it tastes like that grapefruit or the little skins between the segment. No, 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 no. That's not what I'm saying. It's worse. Speaking of worse, let me take another sip of this because I'm about halfway dead. Now I'm about halfway. Oh my God. It is so bad. Why would people pay for this? Other than to do, okay, I paid for it. I didn't steal it. Yeah, I paid for it. I paid full price for it. 2 for $7, I think, is what I paid for the dang thing. That's ridiculous. But why would somebody pay for it just to drink it? You buy the first one because the can's cool. But I don't know anybody buying a second one. Don't run in my circles, that's for sure. But anyway, as I was squeezing the grapefruit, you squeeze the skin, and the oil comes out of the outer skin, the zest, right? That's the shiny colored part that's full of oil. That's not the pith, that white area. And so it smells like grapefruit. It smells good at this and that. And I said, oh, I wonder. So I took a big old bite out of skin and the zest and ate it and got some of the white and some of the zest and some of the everything. And it is the most bitterest, god-awful flavor you've ever tasted in a volume like that. By the way, sin compromiso. Told you. For those of you driving, still lit, fired up like a chimney. Oh my gosh. At least that tastes a little bit better. Not a whole lot better, but a little bit better. Let me, microphone. Mr. Microphone, get down here. Y'all remember Mr. Microphone? I remember Mr. Microphone. I never had one, but I know it. Had lawn darts. I don't know why I said that. I guess I felt bad that I didn't have Mr. Microphone. Rich kids had Mitchell microphones, but I had lawn darts. Got them from the garage sale, but they're lawn darts, red ones and blue ones. But after you play that game with me a couple times, they're all kind of red because somebody going to get hit with that thing. Somebody going to get mad, and they're going to start slinging them and zinging them, right? Yeah, play tag with lawn darts. You ever done that? I have. You're it. Poof. Ow, Mom. Bobby hit me with a lawn dart. I'm already in the house, hiding in my room. Oh, my God, that's so disgusting. That's what it tastes like. That is disgusting. That's disgusting. All right. If you've got a club, and it's a cool club, and you want to get people to join, but you kind of got to do initiation, don't do no hazing. Hazing is dangerous, right? Don't do anything stupid. But make them drink one of these and not make a face. And if they can do that, they can get in. Don't make them drink a dozen. Don't make them, no, over serving somebody is wrong. It's not right. It's actually dangerous. And if you're a young club, if you're the Girl Scouts, don't do that because you shouldn't be drinking anyway, you bad girls. You don't get a badge for that. Boy Scouts, you don't get a badge for that. No. Don't do that. But if you're of age and you're in a safe environment and you're doing silly stuff like guys do, then that'd be a fun one. Or blind taste test people. That'd be a fun one too. I'd get one for Chief to drink, but he wouldn't do it. I guarantee he'd sniff it and he'd go, nope, ain't gonna do it. By the way, on Chief Talk last week, I got a burp coming up. I can feel the pressure in my chest. Hang on. Sorry. God. I won't do this next week. I won't be belching in the microphone. So enjoy it today. Maybe I will pair it with something good on the spirits shelf. I've got some good stuff up there. Maybe I will do some decent stuff and I will be happy and you will be bored. But Sin Compromiso time, let me like just puff this thing up. So good. Oh my gosh. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, on Chief Talk. Every Thursday night at 8:15 on the YouTubes. Chief's on. Great live show. Usually an hour and a half, 2 hours. And he just talks about stuff. He talks about press releases. He talks about Star Wars. He talks about movies. He talks about food. He talks about life. He talks about everything. But a couple months back, I tried to form a coup, a mutiny, to make him shave his beard. He loves his beard. He's had it on forever. I think it's 12 years, he said, last Thursday. And I was like, what if we raise this much and we give it to Cigars for Warriors? What if we raise that much and we give it to Cigars for Warriors? And so, unbeknownst to me, last Thursday, Chief said, hey, he's a stay-at-home dad. I want to further my photography career. And so, Barn Smoker is next Saturday. If we raise on the show $1,500, I will let Rob at Barber and Cigar at the Barn Smoker shave my beard off live. We'll do it live. And if we raise the $1,500 during the show, then because he needs to buy a lens. He needs to buy a lens, some fancy lens that he can start doing other photography. It's hard to do personal photography with the lenses that he has. It does great for content for the channel and stuff like that, but to do people, weddings, prom pictures, stuff like that, you need a different lens, and so he needs to get that lens. And that lens is $1,200 plus shipping. And so he goes, look, I'll shave it off if y'all want to do it. He raised $800. He did. Fast. Now, the deal was nobody had to pay anything if all the money wasn't raised by the end of the show. It wasn't, so nobody had to pay, but there was people willing to pay $800 for it. It was funny because, he probably could have got that money if he would have said, anybody watching the show over the next week, if you commit to give, then then I'll do it. But he put a deadline of use 2 hours, and it's dead. So I think he was perplexed with himself that, yeah, I'd like to get that to provide for my family, to help further my passion in photography. He does a great job. He's on the Dead Leak Breakfast Club group. Does a fantastic job with fantastic fellers. His photography has grown in leaps and bounds just a little bit that the channel has put in new lenses. He's got a new camera, but that stuff's expensive, and so it would help to provide for the family and further this and that. But being that it was only 2 hours, I think that he was kind of like, I really don't want to get rid of my beard, because he doesn't. But he just wanted to sacrifice for his family, so it totally caught me on my heels. He didn't talk to me about it at all. I was like, what? And so I was as flummoxed as everybody else was. It was pretty interesting. So one of the other things Chief does. All right, so this is podcast experiment with me, BTCG, but I'm just going through this stuff in my head. I don't script. I got to drink some more of that drink. I just remembered it's there. I got about a third left. God, that's disgusting. Oh, it's so disgusting. And the warmer it gets, the worse it is. Seriously, it is so bad. Don't buy it. I can't spell all of a sudden. I wonder why. So I'm going to go over here to ChevetteReport.com. I'm going to look at what's going on today. And some of the press releases that are posted. Let's see if there's something interesting to talk about. Partagas. I used to call it Partagas. Partagas is releasing a festive holiday pack. 4 cigars, Toro 6x52, 2 red uns, and 2 green uns. They look Christmassy, Christmassy, Christmassy. They are in a humidified pack, so they could probably last till May or June if you don't smoke them and you don't leave them out in the sunshine. Keep them in decent temperatures. Pretty nice. Diesel Tempest announces TAA exclusive. Oh, that's nice stuff. All right. So Drew Estate introduces Deadwood Tobacco Company Girl with No Name Lonsdale for all the U.S. retailers. The Girl with No Name is an interesting cigar. It was just released to one shop, big shop. It was released to one shop, and that's the only way you could get it, unless you got off the secondary market. And it was good. I've smoked it. It is the least sweet to me of all of them. It is the least infusion flavors forward than all of them. Steven has smoked the new one, the Day of the Dead, the Dia de los Muertos. That's the next. That's the next press release. Drew Estate unveils his Deadwood Tobacco Company Sweet Jane Limited Edition Dia de los Muertos. Steven said he thinks that might be his favorite Deadwood Tobacco cigar. He said it is the most sweet cap out of all of them. Nica Rustica gets new size from Drew Estate. McAllister released Smoky and exclusive. Hoya de Nicaragua introduces Cinco de Cinco TAA exclusive edition. That Cinco de Cinco is pretty interesting. Fantastic cigar. Delicious. Let's look at that a little bit. As the fall season approaches, Hoya de Nicaragua is proud to announce the launch of the Cinco de Cinco TAA exclusive Tobacco Association of America, I think. Exclusive edition, limited cigar crafted specifically for the Tobacconist Association of America. Yay! This exclusive cigar will make its debut during the 2024 TAA annual trade show, making a significant milestone for Hoya de Nicaragua and the TAA. Blah, 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 blah. Lots of stuff that you could read about the TAA. It's crafted with vintage tobaccos featuring Mexican San Andres wrapper and Nicaraguan fillers and binders. A TA exclusive format Gordo 6x60. Meaning a full-body complex cigars rich in earthy flavors with hints of cocoa and dark chocolate evolving throughout the smoke. For a truly unique experience, this internationally acclaimed blend is the newest addition to Hoya de Nicaragua's Obras Maestras family. Ooh. Hoyt, Nicaragua is the oldest cigar factory in Nicaragua. Based in Esteli, many regard Hoyt, Nicaragua as the patriarch creator of the Nicaraguan cigar industry, and its cigars are sold in more than 55 countries around the world. Very nice. All right, let's go back and see what else is out there, because we got 20 minutes. You're still driving. Are you still driving? Fratello DMV, Stephen put up ASMR for Behind the Smoke, and that is just the first page of tons of stuff. By the way, when you go to ChevetteReport.com, you can go and click on that big orange button right in the middle up top that says merch. I just clicked on it. And on there, you can find a shameless plug. That's right. We got BTCG travel cases, BTCG black torches, which actually one side is BTCG, the other side is Chief. The BTCG bundle pack, which comes with BTCG event cutter, not the best cutter, a decent cutter, good tackle box cutter. The black lighter, the Pistola, fantastic lighter. The Travador, the 5-count Travador, and it comes with a cigar rest that comes from Laser Us UK from England, laser etched in wood. It's a little keychain kind of thing, really, really nice. You can get the Chief bundle pack, which has the Chief Travador, it has the Chief cutter, and the green lighter that has Chief on one side and Bob the Cigar Guy on the other. Now, on the Bob the Cigar Guy one, the black one, Chief is in white. On the green one, Chief is in black. Or you can get the Chief, and that also comes with the cigar rest. You can get the Chief travel case by itself. You can get the 2 cutter tools, the Chief and the Bob Cigar Guy cutter tools as a set. Or you can get Chief's OD Green torch. You can get all that good stuff. And if I'm not mistaken, you spend over $50. If I'm not mistaken, $55. Shipping is free. So, and we get it shipped out to you. I got it sitting right here in the studio. Comes from our good friends at Quality Importers. It took us a long time to decide if we were going to do gear. And when we decided to do gear, we decided to make sure that we did it with a company that we would be proud to put our name on. The quality would have to be good. And if it's not good, then we don't want to put our name on it. And now, speaking of not good, let's get a little beer hug, shall we? Oh, my God. I'm 3/4 done. This is no good. This is no good. Grapefruit. Grapefruit. There's no pineapples. I don't know where they get pineapples from. There's no mango. Peach, I could see somebody calling it peach, metally peach. I can see that peach essence barely in primordial ooze. Maybe this is what the ooze that turned the turtles into Mutant Ninja Turtles tasted like. Master Splinter. One more swallow. Oh my gosh. This is so bad. This is so bad. Oh, done. Done and done. Oh. Let me scoot up a little bit. So, we got 17 minutes. Something that's been on my mind recently is the election. It's now over. But as of right now, it's Saturday before the election, so there's 3 days left. And I've noticed that at this point, this is just my opinion. I like studying things. I like looking at things. I like figuring out why people do what they do, why things move in the direction they do, and I just kind of store it away. And if that opportunity ever arises, I have something to reference it to. I do, and that's just me. That's just how I work. My brain's got 5 thoughts going on at the same time, all the time. The only time that I don't have 5 thoughts running all the time is when I'm welding or when I'm doing something extremely difficult that is very precise, that takes all my focus. Those are the only 2 times that I really can just completely focus. Um, and so that's almost like my break, my brain break, because my brain's broke. But anyway, all this election stuff, I'm noticing, because I've been noticing through the whole cycle since, I don't know, July. Probably I started picking up on it in July. And the candidates would consistently say the same thing over and over and over again. They would stand on their policies, their principles, or their beliefs, or their their biases or leans or whatever you want to call it. They would consistently be cranking on those. The closer it comes to the election, the more liquid what they say is. If somebody does something wrong, if one candidate does something wrong, one candidate's camp does something wrong, well, let's just jump on that. Let's ride on that. Let's forget about everything else we're talking about. Let's jump on that. Let's make that the thing. Both sides are doing that. If I go to Michigan, I'm going to talk about jobs. I'm going to talk about the automotive industry. I'm going to talk about manufacturing. If I go to the West, I may talk about, I don't know, solar panels, wind turbines, and no fracking. If I go to Texas, I'm going to talk about oil or, or immigration or this or that. It just seems like they're tailoring their opinions, their message to the moment. And so the more I'm looking at it, and I'm not done, this is a working hypothesis. The more I look at it, the more I'm figuring out that you can't trust, or I can't trust, what candidates say more and more as it gets closer and closer to deadline, because all of them will say whatever they need to say to get in the office. All of them. Both sides. I haven't heard from any independents, so I don't know. And so they've got, it's almost like they have an ulterior motive to get in office no matter what, no matter how they do. What's the polls? It feels like they're like every morning there's a guy who has to figure out what the most important thing is and what everybody likes or dislikes, and they just run with that. Oh, today we don't like the color yellow. We like the color cinnamon. And so everybody wears cinnamon. Oh, today we don't like the Bear Hug IPA. Well, every day you don't like the Bear Hug IPA. I'm going to tell you that right now. Blech. Disgusting. But it was not worse than the gummy fish, the tropical gummies, Sweetwater. That was worse. That was worse. That was worse. This is bad, but that was worse. So it's almost like, back to the election. Sorry, I had a sparkling. It's almost like the closer it gets to the time, I just need to pay less attention to what they're saying, because I can't trust what anybody is saying. Because at this point, they're, what is the word? Pandering. They're pandering. What is pandering? Hey, I want this. I want X. And I know that if I say YZ, then you're going to be more prone to give me X. So YZ, 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 YZ. When, really, you're JK. Unless it's under 1,000, because then there's no A, right? What? Sorry, that was the soccer video I just did. Sorry. Which dropped last Sunday. You should go check it out. I need the views. So, and then they're I forget what they call those people. It's kind of funny. They're surrogates. It's funny. They always have to have new words. They're surrogates. I can't say the people that are supporting them and speaking on their behalf and helping them with their campaign. They have to give them a funky name. Their surrogates have to ride the line on everything and this and that, and it's just crazy. It's just ridiculous. It's just dumb. The election is very important. It's a very big decision. Not only is the presidential election important, but they call them the down ballots. Everybody else but the president, right? Your elected officials in your community, in your county, in your state, in Congress and Senate. Those are all very, very important roles that help us to work hard to shape the country. And it starts with you, and it starts with your community, and it starts with all the other communities. And the communities come together, and we make the United States of America. It's very important. But I'm tired of it. I am. I'm glad it's over by the time this show is done. Well, by the time you watch the show, because the show's going to be done in 9 minutes and 23 seconds. No, I got it right. And that's after drinking a big old gulp of IPA. That stuff was nasty. That stuff was nasty. That stuff was nasty. Oh my gosh. And I know nasty. I remember we used to go to, and I'm telling on myself, another beer store that's not very good for me, but we're all going to hang out at the mall when I was in high school, and there was a place called Papa Top, which is a liquor store, and it was always an old bum that hung out there. You pull up and you roll down your window as a high schooler and crack your window. They come up and say, what you want, what you want, what you want. Say, I want a case of beer. I don't care what case of beer. And he goes, well, can I get a bottle of whatever? And I said, yeah. And they say, $15. Because back then, a case, a 24-pack of Schaefer beer, oh my God, I think it was Schaefer Light, was $12. And a slim Mogan David Mad Dog 2020 was $2 or $3. And so he would do that. He'd bring out the beer, and then he'd keep your change. So don't give him a 20, because he'd keep it all. And then I go show up at the mall in the parking lot, going to the arcade back when the arcade was popping. Aladdin's Castle is what it was called at the Gainesville Mall. And I'd sit out there and say, hey, y'all want to come out to the hoop? He had a big old 81 Dodge Murata. Big tires on the front, little tires on the back, and the Joker had a lean to it. Had flames on one side. I said it was because I'd pull up to pick up my date with the side that you didn't see the flames, and on the other side, I'd pull up, drop her off, and you'd see the flames because I was good guy, bad guy, right? No, it wasn't true. I just got bored and didn't want to paint the second set of flames. But anyway, we go out to the parking lot, and we drink Schaefer beer. Hot Schaefer beer. Schaefer Light. Red, white, and blue beer is better than Schaefer beer. But as the night goes on, a couple, 3, 4 hours, the beer gets hot. It gets worse. Oh, it gets so worse. It gets ridiculously bad. And then I had, by the time the night was over, going home, I had 4 or 5 beers left almost every time. I wasn't going to drink or drive. I knew better than that. But I wasn't going to throw out the beer, and I couldn't keep the beer because Mom would shoot me. So I'd pull a quarter mile away from the house off into the woods because we lived in an area where there were woods and everything. And I pulled down in the woods, and this hot, 6-hour-old hot Schaefer beer, awful beer. I turned them things up one after another because I didn't want to waste it. Right? Cost what? $12 for 24, 50 cents a beer. That's 4 beers. That's $2. That's a tank of gas. It's a gallon of gas, gallon and a half of gas back then. And so I wasn't going to waste it, so I'd drink it. And then I'd proceed to have a awful stomach, and poops would be bad the next day. And so I know bad. This is on that level. This beer hug, tropical beer hug, disgusting. Now, I don't know if IPAs are bad. I don't know if I've had any IPAs. I've never asked for an IPA. I think they're a lighter beer. But I don't know about it because I'm not as much a beer guy as I am a bourbon guy. And I'm not as much a beer or bourbon guy as I am a Diet Pepsi coffee guy. Not at the same time, separate. But I know what I don't like, and that's one of them. Nasty, disgusting. Can's cool. It'd make good pictures. If nobody's ever drank it before, you look like you're on vacation. But if anybody's ever drank it and they see you with it, they're like, oh my God, that's disgusting. So I guess if I need to take a picture with it, I think I'd pour it out and I'd fill it with something else that I liked. Anything. Because that was no good. No bueno at all. So I've got my Diet Pepsi or my Diet Coke from Burger King sitting right here. I broke into it yet. I had dinner right before I got here. It's Saturday. Like I said, I went and got me a massage. Oh, so nice. So relaxing. So comfortable. Oh, such a good job. The only thing is the massager had probably right before, and it was early. It was at 10:30 in the morning. Had eaten something with lots of garlic and lots of scallions and green onions. And that breath was kicking, boy. The breath was kicking. Just, I couldn't get away from it. Even stuck my head, your head's in that hole and you can still smell it, and it's a cloud of funk. But the massage was great. I work hard, and my back gets tired, and so going to get a massage just gives me a nice reset. I really enjoy it. Next week, which will be Friday, when this drops, I'll be heading on my way to the Florida Barn Smoker it's outside of Orlando, Claremont, Florida. Jeff Borschwitz Farm, the 20-acre farm, which you get the FSG, Florida Sun-Grown Tobacco. It's going to be kind of fun. For many reasons. Barn smokers are amazing. We have a great time. We work really hard. Chief gets lots of photos and lots of content. I post a lot of lives, and we do a lot of work. We help out. We get to shake hands and meet lots of people. It's really fun. And this year, both of the first two barn smokers, Connecticut and Kentucky, the first lady got to go. Chief didn't go for the first one, but the first lady's gone two this year. And she's been well received, having a great time, loving all the people. She loves that everybody knows, or that people know, that she's the first lady. And they just say, we love you, and when are you going to give something away? If you're not familiar with Chief Talk, First Lady will pop in and just try to give all our stuff away regularly. We have to lock the door almost. But this barn smoker, the Florida barn smoker, the Finley Family 4, is actually going to be at the barn smoker. It's going to be kind of neat. First Lady's there, Chief's there, I'm there, and Gracie's going to be there. She's going to get to be a part of it. She's actually going to work really hard. She's going to get a lot of stuff done. And she's going to get to experience all of that. Luckily, Steven's got his own room because that white noise is irritating. Gracie's got her own room, and then me and the First Lady will be rooming together. But we're expected to have a really great time. We're flying Friday. We'll be in the air while this show is on, probably, or we'll just have landed. But we're going to fly from Greenville to Washington, D.C., so up to Washington, D.C., and then down to Orlando, which will be interesting. Now, Orlando TSA really loves me. They always have to touch my no-no zone. Greenville's about 85% touch my no-no zone. There's about 15% of the time they don't touch my no-no zone. But, I mean, I get my no-no zone touched often. Often. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. Chief, they don't care. They just let him go through. They don't even check him. And he looks like a terrorist with that big old beard. If he shaved it off, he looked like he was underage. But he does. I mean, he's a big old burly boy. 6 foot whatever. So we're going to be doing that. So tune in to Facebook, Bob Cigar Guy's Facebook page, because I'm going to be doing lots of updates and lots of lives through the Barn Smoker. You can experience it vicariously through us. It's going to be a great, great time. Hopefully, I have some great content coming out after that. So with that, we've got 30 seconds, and I've got to end this with the facts and the truth. Out of all things, you need to know how valuable you are, because you are. You make the world a better place. You do. You do. The world needs you. It does. Nobody can be a better you than you, and you are awesome. Be your biggest hero. Be your biggest cheerleader. You don't need to be your biggest villain. And the reason people cast shade on you is because they're jealous. They know they can't beat you, so they want to try to wear you down. Don't let them do it, because you are awesome. And I mean that. And this else, I mean too. I love you. Later, Tater.